Hey, what's up? We're back at it again with the Self-Taught Developer Series. How has it been? Today, yo, today was emotional turmoil, and that affected my work ethic. I noticed that there are usually two boundaries that I have to conquer. One is the emotional boundary, whatever emotion I'm facing for the day, whether it's just being a little too ecstatic, getting up to no good, or getting depressed, feeling like my life ain't progressing, or boredom, or whatever else, a sense of demotivation, or just, yeah, I always need to conquer that, or even being happy, because when you get a little too happy, and I'm just wasting a little too much energy on the idea instead of the actual thing. So with that being said, today was one of those days where I knew that, I have to conquer this emotion because, yeah, that was that. I talked about it in the wellness series. So I guess in order to make like a lot more progress, I guess I need to set myself in the right state of mind prior, because it plagues me in the library, it plagues me here, it plagues me wherever I go. So now that we've made that realization, that's what's up. In terms of work, I moved on to the next problem on Freecodecamp. I thought that because yesterday I didn't do it and today I'm doing it, I will have the right amount of willpower to do it. And I did it, yes. I failed dismally. Yeah, I was kind of right on my suspicions, but I noticed that I didn't understand the question properly. I thought that there were four nested arrays, like an array nested in an array, an array nested in an array, nested in an array. So I wrote the wrong code, only to find out that no, you know, it's an array in an array with four values or four arrays, that are on one level of depth. Basically, yeah, that's what's up. So, sure. Yeah. You see, once I was done, because I wrote the code, I was already a bit flat out. I was like a little exhausted at that point in time. But then again, cool. We worked through the problem, and I just saw that, okay, I don't understand a couple of things, and I'm already mentally like, I've had enough. Like, I've exhausted myself. I guess because prior to that, emotionally, I was exhausted. So, it was just like a bad combination. And I guess because of that, I really appreciate school work and, um, working with people, because at least I feel like emotions don't get in the way. Unlike one being alone, I guess I've just noticed that, hey, I face these little battles, these little these little these little problems. So, all right, cool. I understood most of the problem, but by that point in time, started applying the Pomodoro technique, because I noticed that, nah, hey, at this rate, the way things are going, this feels like internal genjutsu, and I'm not feeling well, and I'm not doing well. And this is just one problem. And then I start thinking about everything else that I need to do, and I was like, whoa, just code every day. Just need to get back to fundamentals. Just code every day. Don't worry about the quota. Don't worry about too much. You've been granted. Yeah, you have a good support structure in order to do this. So cool, did it. And then I was just there like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Let's move on. Let's move on. We'll come back. Because sometimes, yeah, just like, I was just holding on a little too tight. I was like, let me just let go and I'll get back at it. At least I understand where it is that I went wrong and how I set myself up by just not understanding the question, at hand. So yeah, with that being said, I moved on to discrete maths. Worked on the exercises that I talked about yesterday concerning concerning the universal statements, universal, existential, conditional statements. That was good. Tomorrow we're moving on to the second half of the exercise because I was like, let me just do 7 today because my chest ain't dealing, and move on to the others. I feel like once I conquer this little emotional turbulence barrier, I can start treating these exercises the way I treat weights. Because I'm still finding my way around being a scholar, especially being a scholar in my own domain by myself with my own nonsense. Whoo-wee, with all these bad habits. Whoa. Yeah, I think it's something that I really have to account for and aim to conquer every single day. Because till this point in time, I've just been spitballing, freestyling, going as I please. But it's reached a point in time where I'm like, okay, this is not easy. I should. And honestly, I know that things are still going to get harder. And it's only right that they do get harder because I chose something that will be hard. So with that being said, let me just, get this sense of being intact. Yo, I believe it's just me that's just existential. I don't think it's this deep for a lot of people, but for me, I just can't help it. So yeah, I did the discrete maths and I was like, all right, you know what? We're gonna move on to the next stuff tomorrow. I think this is good. This is fine for today. In terms of lectures and all of that, I was like, you know what? Let's just focus on these key things. Then we'll move on to other things as I get my sense of being together. Because, hey, when the going gets tough, I guess this is me getting existential. Unlike with HTML and CSS, forget it. I wasn't in this state of mind, nor was I so affected, nor was I so sensitive. But right now with JavaScript, spending more time than I anticipated, I'm like, yeah, I think let me go through this once and see how things go. Once I've conquered this, and then knowing very well that the deeper I engage with mathematics, the deeper that I engage with programming, and all of that stuff, then at least I know, all right, cool, my sense of being is intact. We won't have this instance again of just, being ripped apart. Yeah, or not maintaining enough objectivity from life situations and everything just coming in. So with that being said, thank you very much for pulling up and listening. Tomorrow, let's get our physical actions intact to do more work. Swag.